Hi. Okay, so one, I need to procrastinate with school right now. I just need to. Energies for the last week or since this moon have been really intense for me, and it's been hard to focus. I was going to take a moment to run my energy and just get this nice centeredness going on so that I'd be able to refocus and really get on these tasks. And I thought that this would be a great opportunity to take the time to create a video that would gift this process to anyone else who has not learned it and could benefit from it, which for me, it's influenced my personal process so much that I feel like damn near anyone could benefit from this process. Um, what I'm going to be talking about is how to run energy. And in running energy, and why I'm using the word centeredness is because that's exactly what I get from it by pulling in what some can refer to as cosmic energy and then earth energy, and then creating this balance moving through your your aura, your chakras, so on and so forth. For me, over time, I have merged the idea of cosmic energy into pulling forth source, because I think that's something that we really need to ground into earth. And for me, that's been something that's really, really been quite beneficial. When I say source, I am meaning the source of all creation. I'm meaning the origination of us, the interconnected oneness that we all have and we have access to. So it is essentially like pulling God force into you, so that you can fluidly move through life, with that source guiding you. To get started, just take a deep breath in, deep breath out, deep breath in, deep breath out. So, beginning, we're going to ground ourselves. So, in order to ground yourself, think about your root chakra, which is going to reside at the very base of your spine. And breathe in and imagine this beautiful tree trunk about the width of your hips, if not wider, attaching to the very base of your spine and to your root chakra. Breathing in and breathing out. And it's growing down and down, down into the earth, going further now, further, so far that it reaches the iron core of Gaia, the very center of Mother Earth, and roots into that iron core. Greet and thank her for allowing us to connect with her in such a way. Imagine this root being your anchor. This is what is grounding you, keeping you nice and planted and solid. Anything that you feel you just don't really need, you don't need it in your system, you can let go of it, you can release it. Just go ahead, imagine the energy from the top of your head, breathing in and then out, moving downward. Moving down now, further, until finally it hits your root chakra, where you allow it to be released, going down the tree trunk, further down the tree trunk, till inevitably you see it hit the iron core of Gaia, where you ask that this energy be recycled and repurposed for the highest good of humanity. That feels really good. Okay, now that we're grounded, what we're going to do is we are going to ask for earth energy to form, and that earth energy is going to move from the bottom of our feet up our legs. It's going to go to our root chakra, and then it's going to go back down to that tree trunk to clear and cleanse anything that is needing to go from the feet and legs, and then back down. This is also going to allow for a really solid earth energy to come forth. That should be revitalizing or grounding. It should serve you in whatever way is needed at this time. So, first imagine the little chakras on the bottom of your feet opening and then closing and then opening and closing. So just bringing your attention to the bottom of your feet, chakras opening and closing. Ask for earth energy to form below your feet. I usually see this as an orb below my feet, and Gaia is putting together all these beautiful resources for me energetically. I usually see it as a color, so whatever color first comes to you, that is the color of your earth energy. For me right now, it's a nice burgundy color. So open the bottom of your feet, the chakras there, and call forth this earth energy to enter your feet, move up your legs, up your shins, to your knees, above your knees, to the tops of your thigh, where then it meets at your root chakra. And then it goes back down into your tree trunk, releasing anything that is no longer needed. And kind of just place your intent on having this process continue, having it circle in and circle out, just bringing forth this really beautiful earth energy, and then just moving down whatever's needed to move down. Some of that is going to collect in your root chakra, and that's good. That's what we want. But we want anything that doesn't need to reside there to just keep moving down. So now we're going to take our consciousness to above our head. And this is where we're going to ask for Source to come in. There's a couple different ways that I go about doing this. Of course, always use your own intuition, and if you're guided to do something that's a little bit different and it feels right to you, then do that. So I'm just going to use one of the ways that I do this. Okay, so I welcome Source to come forth. It's usually like this beautiful, just like tube. For me, it's like this foggy white, but also kind of like crystally kind of color. And it's coming right above my head. Sometimes I allow it to come just straight in, and sometimes I allow it to also fill in this orb that's above my head. So I'm going to allow it to fill this orb above my head. Now imagine a flower of your choosing, any kind, anything that first comes to you. And imagine taking the stem of this flower and placing it right in between your left and right hemispheres. So it's going right down the center. And imagine the flower just like opening up so wide, just ready to receive this beautiful source energy. Breathe in and breathe out and welcome that source energy to leave the orb. Sometimes I'll take a little pin with my mind and I'll poke a hole in the bottom of the orb and I'll just allow it to seep into the flower. Moving down the stem, filling all of my being, filling my cells, DNA, muscles, muscle fibers, my bones to the very core of my bones, to the center of my being. I ask for source energy to fill all of my bodies, including my additional bodies that extend out through my aura and all multidimensional aspects of myself, filling and fueling me. So as you allow this energy to like really fill all of your physical body, you're knowing and you're setting intent. It is also filling all these additional extensions of yourself and your energy bodies and so on and so forth. I allow for this source energy to move down to my root chakra where it meets this beautiful earth energy and it merges with it. And here I feel a sense of earth and source making love through me. This is also where the divine masculine and the divine feminine meet. This is the equilibrium. This is what's creating that sense of centeredness. Then I ask Source to move up and to fill my heart space. And I can sense my heart chakra, you know, it starts really coming to life. It really loves that source energy in it. So it fills my heart. And I say to myself as a mantra, I allow source in my heart to be the compass that guide me. And I just allow my heart to expand and open up. It's possible for this process, if there's something that you're holding in your heart or there might be a blockage, when your heart opens up like this, it might be a really good time to release anything that's there. Intuitively, you'll know that. You might even sense that in your physical body. So if that's the case, I also allow for source to not just fill my heart, but then to just expand outwards of my chakra to release anything that might be clogging my heart space. So we really want our guidance to be as clear as possible. When we have those blockages, it's like the lenses that we look through, and any kind of gunk that's getting stuck there is going to be a lens in which, if you're trying to follow your heart, it's going to get a little murky, you know. So you really want to create a sense of clarity by like really releasing anything that needs to go out. Okay. It's a really good idea to allow that earth energy not to just reside in your root chakra, but also to really engulf you, just like you had source run through all of your entirety. So I then ask and I imagine, like, you know, my color is burgundy for that earth energy. I ask for that earth energy to start rising up through both my front and also my back. You can do it separately. I used to do that. I used to run my energy from the back down and then up. So again, you know, use your own discernment and do what feels right for you. But just make this a little bit more quick. Pull that earth energy up. It's moving up your body, up your chakra system. Really thank Gaia for this beautiful energy that she's giving to you. She really gives us a lot of love and nurturing, compassion, which helps with healing. It helps with cleansing. It helps with grounding. It helps with manifestation. And there's so much there to be grateful for. It brings tears to my eyes. Like, I get teary-eyed thinking about my connection to Gaia all the time. So just allow that energy to move up. If you want, imagine it making love in your heart too. That's a really great activity. Allow it to move up through your throat. Oftentimes, and I feel like this happens to a lot of us, it feels like our energy gets stuck in our throat. When I move source from up to down, it goes to my throat, or anything up, it's like my throat gets clogged up. Just remember to breathe, because as you're breathing, you can feel the space opening up in your throat, and you then know that there's a way for that energy to move fluidly through there. So if you feel a little stuck, just breathe into it. So it's moving up. It's now moving up my face. It's moving to my eyes. Up to the top of my head. Where it finally meets that nice centered point. on the top of my head. And it's really important now to take a deep breath in. And on a deep breath out, imagine that earth energy moving out of your crown chakra and expanding all around. It's now moving into your aura and other energy bodies. It's cleansing anything out that needs to be removed, making way for fluidity, removing any blockages, fixing any kind of holes that might be there. And it's moving downward in your aura. It's moving closer down to your feet. Before it reaches that space of your feet, imagine this extension of your tree trunk that's coming from the bottoms of your feet, which is really it's not actually the bottom of your feet, it's really the bottom of your aura, right? So it's attaching to the bottom of your aura, and then it is then attaching to this tree trunk that is your grounding cord. So that energy, anything that needs to be moved out, again, is going to go into this extension of your tree and this tree trunk. It's moving out, it's in meeting your tree trunk, and then it is going down, 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 so far down to the point that it meets the iron core of Gaia. And it dissolves. I usually see it dissolve. It will be colors. Sometimes, sometimes you'll see images of what's being released. And I mean, symbology, sometimes you don't always know what it is. And sometimes it's good to look it up afterwards. But a lot of times I'll see bubbles. I'll see these kind of cellular things. Sometimes I see who knows, like a gnome. I've seen a gnome a couple of times. Okay. Yeah, but just whatever needs to go, just allow it to go. Don't really think too much on it. Just allow it to be what it is. At this point, I'm hoping that you're all feeling really wonderful and really nice and centered. And, I think that when we have these rapid thoughts coming in, this is a really great process to just breathe, come into yourself. Allow grounding energy to come in and also revitalizing energy to come in. The whole process was a process of transmuting in some ways and clearing and just now being with yourself. So I hope that you feel that you're more in your body, because a lot of times we get away from our body. Doing this process really makes it so that you're really checking in with all these parts of yourself. As an additional note, just to end this off, one of the reasons why, and sorry about Dex, he's a noisy little thing. One of the things that has been an extension of this process for me since I started was being able to really talk to my chakras and to acknowledge them, and they're just kind of speaking to me more, but also just my energy body in general. So it's a great process to start scanning your own energy. So that's somewhere that you might want to take this process. If you continue to move through it, you'll start recognizing patterns in certain things, and you'll be able to pick up on some things that are going on in your energy body. So anyways, I hope that this process helps you guys. I hope that you enjoy. I love you all very much. I hope that you're having a very expansive and progressive day, no matter how you may be feeling, whether that may be down or up or all around. Just know that it is for your highest good. Ultimately, everything is a learning process. We are here on earth as students, and so I hope that you're expanding and learning and growing and loving yourself consistently, because that is so very important. I put that in at the very end here because I do believe that this process is very much so a process of self-love. So thank yourself and be in gratitude to yourself for taking the time to be with yourself today and share in this loving process. Bye, you guys.